Alright, hello my recruits, and welcome to my second Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. This is on the Fire Fist deck that I built. I should say edited, because I used a channel called MBT Yu-Gi-Oh's main build, and I changed it to suit what I would like to do with the deck. And so Fire Fists are an archetype of the Brotherhood of the Fire Fists, which are the monsters, and the Formations, which are the spells and traps. And the Fire Fists have, when they were first introduced, had either level 4 or level 3 builds, so they were the first archetype to introduce the term axes into play, and I thought that was interesting to learn from watching Yu-Gi-Oh content on YouTube. So let's get into it. So we have 3 Panda. He summons a Fire Fist from the graveyard if you activate or he special summons himself if you activate a Fire Formation spell or trap from your hand, and then he special summons a Fire Fist from your graveyard, and you can, if a Fire Fist monster would be destroyed, you can send him to or you can send a Fire Formation to the graveyard to, or if to instead. All right. Then we have 3 dragon. You can, if you activate a Fire Formation spell or trap, you can set a or you can set a trap from your deck, which is nice for play, like extra plays. And his other effect, you can send 2 face up, or once per turn you can send 2 face up Fire Formation spells or traps to the graveyard and target a Fire Fist in your graveyard and special summon it, which helps with link plays. And also, for rank 4 shenanigans, Panda also helps with his special summon effect, helps with swarming the field and making either links or having materials for your fusion, your ritual, or XE monsters. Then we have 2 Buffalo. He special summons himself from the grave if you send 2 Fire Formation or Fire Fist monsters to the graveyard, which is nice because that can help with link climbing or battle, like if you need to deal some more damage and you don't, or rank 4 plays. It's once per turn, so if you send 2 to the or you have 2 in the graveyard, it doesn't work, or he only can use it once. All right, Elephant. When he is normal or special summoned, you can send a face-up Fire Formation to the graveyard to special summon a Fire Fist from your hand, except Elephant, because you could Elephant into Elephant into Elephant. And his other effect, you can target a Fire Formation spell or trap in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and add a level 5 or higher Fire Fist monster from your deck to your hand, which is also once per turn. So you can either add Panda or Eland, which is the ritual. And then next we have Rooster. When it's special summoned, you can add a Fire Fist monster from your deck to your hand. Or when it's special summoned by the effect of a Fire Fist monster, you can special summon or you can add a Fire Fist monster from your deck to your hand. And you can send a face-up Fire Formation spell or trap to your graveyard, and then you can set one directly from your deck, which helps you cycle through your formations if you need either an additional search with Tenki, which is once per turn, or either fusion or ritual with Ingen or Dome, or an extra special or extra normal summon for additional plays. And we have 2 Raven. When it's sent from the field to the graveyard, either Link, XE, Fusion. I don't know if it's XE's work because I don't run any rank 3s, but he is, I don't know. Raven sets a Fire Formation spell or trap directly from your deck. And Fire Formation cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Did not see that actually till just now. Then 3 Ash Blossom, because Ash Blossom's very good card still. Negates special summons from the deck, searching, or sending cards to the graveyard, which help with some decks. Eland, they you can discard a monster, special summon a or set a fire or formation card from your deck to your hand, or from your deck to your field or graveyard. And then you can it's a monster negator. If you send a face-up Fire Fist or formation card to the graveyard, you can negate the effect. Only once per turn, but that's a negation and it's good. I haven't encountered too many times where I've used Eland in a duel, but when I have, it's been good. And then 3 Called by the Grave helps negate hand traps because you need your searches and other stuff like that. Tensu allows you to normal summon another additional Fire Fist monster, or an additional monster per turn, which is very nice because you can use that for Link or Exceed plays or whatever you need. Ingen fusion summons a fusion monster. Well, fusion summons Swan because that's the only Fire Fist fusion monster currently. And then if it's sent to the graveyard by either like destruction or a Fire Fist effects, you can target a Fire Fist monster in the graveyard and add it to your hand. Alright, Tenki searches level 4 or lower monsters in your deck, or Beast Warriors from your deck. So pretty much every monster we have except Panda, Ash, and Eland. That's good. Dome ritual summons Eland. And it target special summons a Fire Fist from the graveyard if it's sent from the deck or from the field to the graveyard. Li Jiang Pink. It has every time you special summon a Fire Fist monster, you can put a counter on it and use one of the effects. Either no cards on activation during the battle phase, adding a Beast Warrior from your deck to your hand, or special summoning a Beast Warrior from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, which can be good if you get 10 special summons per turn, or 10 summons overall, which that's good. And then we have 3 infinite impermanents. It negates effects and can negate the entire column if you need it. That's how I use it most of the time because I summoned monsters before. Like I went first most of the time, so I had a little bit of established board before it. And then Tensen gives 700 attack to one monster once, and then all Beast Warriors you control gain 300 attack. Tenki and Tensu give 100 attack each. Forgot to mention that. And we have Sinto. It negates spellers or traps if you control a Fire Fist monster and a formation. And you can only activate one Sinto per turn, but it synergizes with Dragon by being a trap that you can set from the deck directly. And it's another piece of interaction. Alright, extra deck, we have 2 Swan. When it's special summoned, you can either, you can inflict 200 damage per formation you control, which also includes Li Jiang Peak. So you can burn them for a max of 1,200, which is good. And you can destroy, if you send a Fire Fist or formation speller trap you control to the graveyard, you can target one card your opponent controls and destroy it, which helps clear out monsters if they can be targeted for the battle phase. So that's good. Tiger King sets when it's summoned, Exceed summoned, you can set a fire formation from your deck or directly from your deck, which can help with boosting plays. And you can, if you detach a material from this card, all face-up monsters that aren't Beast Warrior types have their effects negated, which can be useful if you need to target a monster that can't be targeted because of its effect. I think that works that way. I don't know. I didn't run into any monsters that couldn't be targeted or negated or not targeted. Then we have two Baguska. It's just a stall card in case you can only get out two level 4 Fire Fist monsters and don't have any other plays. Then we have Castel. Um, it's it's targeting non-destruction. Shuffles into the deck, which is nice. Exiton. It's a destroys all cards on the field if you detach a material from it, which can be good if you run into a deck that you can't beat over or something like that. You'll see in one of the duels I had to run or use the Exiton in my extra deck. Then we have Cardinal. If you detach 2 materials from it, you can target 2 either Fire Fist or Formation cards in your graveyard or face up on the field, and 2 cards your opponent controls, or in their graveyard or face up on the field, and shuffle those targets into the deck, which is useful. But I didn't really go into Cardinal all that much, which is why I cut it down from 2 to 1. And then we have Boral Sword, just like last week, to help with OTKs, and it's cheaper than Appaloosa, because Appaloosa is like $100. Nightmare Phoenix, it's a spell trap removal, because I'm worried about battle traps in this deck, because battle phase is important to this deck, even though Panda can help destroy cards that you might not know about. And then we have Eagle. He can, as many times per turn as you need, allow you not to have to pay the cost for the Fire Formation or Fire Fist monster's effects, which is extremely useful because you can special summon Eagle and then special summon a Buffalo from your graveyard and go into higher link monsters or just beat over link monsters. It's a very useful play starter. And you can also, once per turn, target a Fire Formation in your you control or in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and then send a Fire Fist monster you control to the graveyard. So that helps dump Buffalo or other monsters you may need in your graveyard for plays in the future. Then we have Peacock. It's a mini Borload dragon on legs. It takes monsters during Borload. There it is. It takes monsters during the battle phase and puts them into a zone it points to, and it can't that monster can't attack this turn. I didn't use Peacock for its effect most of the time because when I summoned it, I was already at a major advantage and didn't have a use for it, or I put it in a wrong zone to special summon a monster to. But you live and you learn. And then the extra deck, 3 Ghost, Ogre, and Snow Rabbit. It's a very good card. Destroys a monster or spell trap that that was already face up on the field, activates effect, or a monster. You can send it you can discard that card or Ghost Ogre and destroy the spell trap or monster. DD Crow banishes a card from your opponent's graveyard, which can prevent them from reusing those monsters. It's pretty much just a slightly weaker Call by the Grave, because Call by the Grave banishes it's a weaker but also stronger because DD Crow can banish any card, but doesn't negate effects. Well, a card called out of the grave can only banish monsters, but it negates their effects. Drone Blackbird. It prevents your opponent from adding cards from, or either player from adding cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. For never mind. They can't draw them either. No cards can be added from your deck to your hand. Either player's deck, or yeah, from their deck to their hand. Yeah. No, I said that. Effect Veiler helps with effect negation because some decks have choke points that, like Halcofebrax or Needle Fiber, if you know what that is, and Eldritch, and there's other, I think Research. I don't remember what Adamantipator card it's good against. And then Twin Twister because it's a much cheaper alternative to. I can't spell tonight. Lightning Storm, which I'm trying to keep these budget, but the cost of the deck eventually ends up as like $177 anyway. But that's whatever. I haven't currently built this deck on paper, but I'm looking to, and I'm excited. I hope you enjoyed, and leave some suggestions for decks I should cover in the next or upcoming weeks down in the comments below.